Hello, hello. This is Yuri of Moving Sales Professionals and Let's Talk Moving Podcast. And with me today, back by popular demand, is Travis Weathers with
Well,
Rotate Digital.
thanks, man. I'm excited to be back. I'm glad it's popular demand.
Yeah, yeah, you're a popular guy. Everybody knows who you are.
It's only taken 7 years.
Wow, that's roughly how long I've been at it with the podcast and all, right?
Yeah,
So, or well,
you've
the with the
you've
Moving
done
Sales
a
Professionals.
great job on the podcast as well. You've been very consistent. It's impressive. I can barely be consistent with anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's the main key. If you're going to do any social media, whether it's a podcast or something else, it's definitely about staying consistent. But like at the same time, like I think anybody can do a podcast if you guys want to. Like, I mean, I give all the props to Mark Hershey. He's been really taking it to town, but
Dude,
but
yeah.
frankly, he also has more money to put behind it, and I don't. So I'm
Mm,
I'm doing it with limited resources at the same time. So
yeah.
I don't have the finances to be able to do it as often and as consistent as he's been able to because he does it and he has a couple of people that are on his staff that are doing it, I think. So it's like
Hmm.
he has multiple things that are going off that same platform. And no, and his content is great. So it's like it's not
Hmm.
it's a benefit to him. I just don't have the extra resource to take it to that degree. So we're staying more, you know, economical
Yeah.
and low key, but at the same time, we provide the content.
Hey, he gets all his money from Feet Finder, so maybe it's time.
Yeah, yeah. One of these days, I'm trying to get into more speaking engagements and stuff like that too. That's what I'm trying to do as well. But
Exciting.
I'm more focused on my stuff, so it's a little bit different. I mean, but anyway, Travis. So tell me what's been going on since we talked last. I think it's been good 8 months, maybe a year since we had
Yeah.
you on the podcast. So tell me
It's
what's
been a
happening.
while, I've continued at the business, agency life, SEO, AI. I mean, all that is changing all the time. And in
Yeah.
the meantime, I wrote a book called Movers Marketing, and
Yep.
it's a no BS guide for
I got
moving
my
companies to
copy.
win on Google. There's yours. Look how pretty it is. Um,
And now for a word from our sponsors. If you're a moving business owner, you may have already heard of Moversville, an email marketing service that helps moving companies increase, repeat, and referral business. But have you heard of Moversville Connect? Moversville Connect is an incredible resource for all things moving. They feature an array of vendors and services that cater specifically to the moving industry. You can find companies that provide moving software, moving sales services, marketing services, moving equipment providers, and much, much more. Visit moversville.com today to learn more.
and so I appreciate all the support, but I wrote this book mainly for the fact that I wanted everybody to not get screwed over and understand like basic knowledge. But then I was like, well, why give basic knowledge? I may as well go all in. So I went
Right.
all in. I was like, I'm going to give the hack, the insight, the leverage. And so we go through all of it. It's the game for owners is how to leverage all this and get the outcomes you need. And so that was the whole point of this book. You can go chapter by chapter reading it. You could just go open it up and you could go to Google LSA and say, I'm going to do Google LSA. Open it up and read everything you need to know on how to run it, leverage it, and the things you need to get the most out of it. And so you can do that for anything when it comes to online stuff. So I wrote the book.
So what is your favorite chapter or favorite topic of the book? Is
Mm,
there a part that you really enjoyed writing more than others? Because like it's awesome. Like I know multiple people at this point that written the book. So I know you. I know Vince Borano had a book out as well. I actually had a couple of books out about sales and stuff like that. And maybe
yeah.
one of these days I'll get something out as well. So
Yeah. Just do
I
it.
don't know. I'd like to think that mine would be a little bit more focused on comedy, but then again, who knows? We'll see how it goes.
Well, it was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. Top three or four hardest things I've ever done. I thought it would be a lot easier because it's like, oh,
Sure.
but I didn't use AI. I wrote it all from the knowledge I've got. But my favorite part of the book, I don't know if I have a favorite part. The one that resonates with me is all the owner's hacks. So in there, I think there's like 23 like hacks, owner's hacks. And so I'll
Okay.
give you one for example. So Google LSA, right, or Google Guaranteed now, right? You
Right.
go, you verified all this stuff, and it's marketing, right? We all know it is marketing, but the consumer doesn't. So one of the ways you leverage it is you get the background check, you get approved by the Google Verified or Google Guaranteed, and Now that should go in on all your sales calls because there's going to be times that clients are calling two different companies. They sound about the same. They are priced about the same. They have the great same 5 star. And if you
Sure.
tell them, hey, by the way, just so you know, I know you're doing a bunch of quotes and a bunch of getting quotes from different companies. We actually have Google look at our company, look at our insurance, look at do a background check on us, and they put their stamp of guarantee or verification behind us. And so Google's kind of audited a lot of the stuff that we have and said, hey, we support this company. Now, to you and I, that's just a marketing thing. That's all it
Right.
is. But to the consumer, they don't know that. And so they think, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And you use that, you leverage that, you're going to book more sales just like that alone. So that's like one of my favorite little tidbits to like show the merging of value, that it's not just some siloed marketing thing that you do. It's all cool. How do you leverage this in all aspects of your business?
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. There's a lot of things that you can do. First of all, is just if you I mean, I think one of the main things is figuring out where your focus is, whether you're focusing on the consumer or whether you're focusing on the business, because I think it makes a huge difference. Like, for example, for me, running a podcast that's focusing on a business versus a consumer, right? I'm not going to get 1,000 views overnight on any of my episodes unless I literally have you and other owners and other people that I have on the podcast running around naked. It's not going to happen. Right. That's the only way I'm going to get 1,000 views from one episode overnight. Right. It's just, no matter what subject we tackle that's industry related, none of that is to the point that's going to really drive the general public to have such an interest that they're going to have these huge, huge, huge reviews that are happening, right?
Does your company need more creative marketing and ad campaigns to improve traffic and organic leads? Well, Moving Sales Professionals has a solution for you. We have partnered with social media marketing agency that has over 300 million views on their ads and videos across social media, and they have generated over $35 million for their clients over the last 10 years alone. Their services include content creation, social media ads, pay-per-click campaigns, website and funnel development, Google Ads, email marketing campaigns, lead generation, and much, much more. For a limited time only, they have discounted rates for their services. Sign up for a free consultation call with us via our Calendly link on our website or below this video.
We need to realize whatever we're putting out there, we have to, I think if we're focusing strictly on business, our expectations need to be tempered a little bit
Sure.
versus consumers where like you put anything out there that interests a consumer. For example, if you talk about how do you pick an absolutely amazing moving company to handle all your needs, right? And you do it directly, not towards the moving company to become that company, but towards a consumer, basically provide that educational aspect of it. There's enough people across, there's what, how many million people are living in the US? I keep
Yeah,
forgetting,
300
200,
something.
300, right? So you have a chance that much of a chance that 1,000 people will view it and click on it, right? On one episode. I'm not
Sure.
getting that with movers because with movers, there's maybe 100,000 people like worldwide potentially affiliated with the industry. Not anywhere near 1 million people.
Yeah.
So my chances of getting that 1,000 views with one episode are slim to none.
Well, and our job is not just to educate, but also to be the company that they need, right? It's one thing to be like, hey, you need a company that does XYZ. But it's like, can you be the company that picks up the phone or texts the person back at 6 p.m. because everyone's getting off work at 5 p.m.? They submit a quote. Are you going
Right.
to be the company that texts them back and says, hey, got your quote, would love to chat. Can't chat now, but I can chat later on, or just text throughout the night. You're going to earn that person's business because you didn't just educate them, you became the company they needed in that moment. And that's
Right.
our job.
Right. Absolutely. So that is
Like
definitely something that we need to be doing. But yeah, I
you've got to
mean,
you've got to be the person. It's like I've got to be a good, like emotionally ready person for my team, my wife
mhm,
and kids. So I've got to prepare for that and become that, right? I
right.
got a hot tub and I got a sauna this year. And it's like, well, part of it is to emotionally be ready and to like have good health so I can show up. We've got to show up as moving companies to do the same thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now with your book, are you, and like I said, I still have a lot of reading to do and I haven't caught up with my holiday reads, so this was one of my holiday reads.
Oh,
But
beautiful.
let me ask you this. Do you feel that this is going to be something that's going to be mainly a must read for a mover, or would this be a must read for a consumer as well?
No, moving company only. The only argument I would make is you replace basically everything in this and you say home service company. This will apply. There's some very specific things that come to movers when it comes to the content what we put in there. I put in there content, some things very specific to the moving industry, but 90% of the book you could apply to the HVAC industry, the garage door industry, the
Right.
lawyer industry. This has nothing to do with the consumer at all.
Right. So this is the same thing. Like when I'm talking about the moving industry and I'm talking to moving companies, the stuff that a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about, social media and what have you, it can also be applied to the same industries that you're talking about as well.
Totally. Yeah, totally. But not for the consumer who's buying the moving company service, right? But yeah, it's got and it gets down to specifics. It's got photos of stock. It's got photos of stock photos in here of like, hey, don't do this. Don't be this person, and the stats behind what happens if you use stock photos. And a lot of these things, you'll be surprised. Like I saw like $10 million moving company that came to us. They're struggling with XYZ. They want to grow, but they've got stock photos on their website. It's like, I'm telling you, we are missing the basics here. And so it's
Well,
important. So I
I,
put
I
that in the
think
book.
I think that for moving companies specifically, so when you're attracting a consumer to yourself, right? One thing is your website, and another thing is obviously reviews, which is even more important than the website, right? But
Hmm.
the website is important because, like, for example, it was interesting. I had a new company. They were building their website, and they had somebody that was building their website that was from overseas. And the truck pictures, the stock truck pictures that they were
Yeah.
using were trucks that you see them in Europe, but they're not the ones that are used in US.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Oh.
it's like it's a very minor thing, really, if you think about it, right? It's a truck is a
Hmm.
truck, right? But at the same time, if I'm a consumer, I'm looking at that website, I may not be able to put a finger on it and figure out what it is that's bothering me about the website, but it could be as little as you just having a picture of a truck that they've never seen before. That could, and like
Hmm.
I said, the consumer is not going to be able to point out and say, okay, this is what bothers me about this site, right? But it is going to be something that's going to bother them. They're just not going to know what it is.
Yeah, that stock photo is losing them dinero.
Hmm.
It's losing them
Absolutely.
money. Seriously, because of that stock photo.
Right. And I think that the more original and more realistic that these photos are, if they are of your actual trucks, or I mean, they not necessarily need to be your actual trucks per se,
Hmm.
but if you went to a truck place that sells trucks and you like took a picture of your crew next to a truck or even yourself as the owner next to one of the trucks, that's already going to make that photo as unique that nobody else can use because it is not a stock photo and it's something that's going to actually draw for its realism is going to draw you more traffic. It's going to draw you more consumers.
Yeah, if you start with just basic iPhone photos, that's better than stock photos. Now, for the price to reward, guaranteed out of the gate, top things you can do for less than $500 that make massive impact on your business, it's just go get professional photography. And we've got it. Like if you go to rotatedigital.com/tools, you can literally download the checklist to give to the photographer. And we use there's a place where you can go and basically get photographers, professional photographers, bring them out to your site or to your company. And for like $500, we'll do phenomenal photography. You give them the checklist, and then that's everything you need. It's the best $500 investment. You go to Snapper, that's what it's called, snapper.com, and you can put in your city. It'll give you a bunch of photographers. Click one, send them that checklist. They'll be out. Bada bing, bada boom. Best investment you can make in your moving company, far none. It's like I hate when clients come and spend $2,000, $3,000 a month with us, but it takes 9 months for them to go get professional photography done. It's like this is backwards. This is backwards.
Right. Yeah, it's almost like, guys, realistically, any of that, whether it's SEO, whether it's something that Travis has or some other place that's out there that has, right? Don't come to them empty-handed. Know what you need, maybe get a consultation on what you need. And then if you come with everything. Like I'm sure Travis and his guys would love to give you a checklist of what they need to make you as profitable as quickly as possible, right? And that
Hmm.
way, before you, when you come to them, you already have everything that you need, and then they can like put it to work right away versus waiting. Okay, now you need this. Now you need this.
Hmm.
Now you need this. Now you need this. Come already, come prepared.
Literally in this book. So if you go to, I believe it's chapter 2, it is chapter 3. Your website is a sales machine, not an online business card. I
Hmm.
go through all the things that you need to do on your website. Now they are in order of priority. Yep. And they're in order of priority. So you can do all of this if you have the funds, time, money, effort. But if not, start with the first couple pages. It's like start with the photography, then go to the reviews, then go to the frequently asked questions, then go to the why choose us section. And it literally has it all. And I even gave a QR code to say, do you not know how to start with the why choose us section? Here's the QR code. Here's the standard to start with. Take it and rip it. So it's very tactical. And this is the important stuff that you come into an economy like 2026, coming out of 2025. It is a dog eat dog, very competitive, highly competitive world when it comes to the movie industry right now.
Yeah.
Every little bit matters, bar none. Every little bit matters. So if you're going to skip out on professional photography, you are literally opening the door for a Trojan horse to come in and take your business away. Like you are losing leads slowly, and you'll never know that you lost them because you got stock photos, because it just feels a little bit off. And we don't have the luxury that we have in 2020, 2021, 2022 to be able to do that. And so you've got to execute on this. And the people who are going to win in 2026 are the people that are going to execute this with speed. And if
Right.
the people who are not going to do this with speed, they're going to lose the game. And that's
Right.
okay.
And one of the main things that I talk about, and I say this all the time too, if you're a company that's been in business 20, 30 years, this applies to you even more so
Hmm.
because like what I find is the companies that have been around for a long time. Not everybody. Like I like Larry O'Toole. The man, as long as he's been in the industry, he's pretty progressive. I
Hmm.
love the guy, right? But some of the other guys that have been out in the industry for a very long time, they're procrastinators.
Hmm.
They've done something that's worked for them maybe 5, 10 years ago, and they want to go back to doing what they were doing, and it's not working. And they're trying, and again, and again, and again, and they keep on failing. And at the same time, what's happening is the new companies that were not a challenge to them before, new companies that were not really competitors to them before, they're
Are now.
coming in with this
Hmm.
more technological savvy approach, more use of social media, more use of everything that Travis is talking about and what his been doing and everything that he's talking about in this book, right? So they have all these things that they're already coming in from day one, while older companies that have all the knowledge, have all the know-how, have everything that they know about the industry, but they're not adjusting to the time.
Yep.
So if they give these guys that much of a leash, they're going to bypass them and they don't won't even know how that happened.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough. It's tough. And I see companies going in and out. I see companies who've been around for 30 years closing their doors.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of obviously factors at play, but some of the factors are they get complacent and they start executing without speed. And then you've got hungry younger companies who are executing with speed, doing what needs to be done, and they take over. And it's just a sad reality.
Right. And you gotta have the knowledge, you gotta have the drive, and you gotta change things. You gotta adjust. That's the name of the game. You gotta adjust to what's
Hmm.
happening around you. Now, I feel like 2026 is going to be better because I feel like this fall was, considering there was no COVID to speak of or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that, it affected things like than they normally have done. I feel like this was actually a fairly good, consistent fall.
yeah. But
December
it
wasn't too hot, but I
but
think
it
part
died
of
quick.
it,
Winter
yeah,
came quick this
yeah,
season.
winter came quick, but I feel like this part of the reason why December ended up being the way it ended up being was because the holidays, Christmas and New Year's, fell in the middle of the week.
Yeah,
And because
yeah,
of that, it killed both of those weeks. So out of December, we really only got maybe 2 weeks of consistent flow.
yeah.
And the other 2 weeks were holiday weeks. And they killed it for us. They killed it for majority of companies. They
Yeah, and I think
affected things.
a lot of companies are hoping it picks back up a little sooner.
Right. But I mean, but I don't know about you, but September, October, November, they were actually great. all things
October,
considered.
November for a lot of our clients were phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I feel like maybe that's what maybe we're gonna see an uptick.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already in
We're all
January.
hoping for it.
We're already in January. I mean, guys, if you don't have a sales team in place, you better have it within a month because you're gonna start seeing leads for March, April, and March, April, and May before you know it.
They're gonna start coming. They're gonna be ready. Yeah, the good news is, if you look at like the search terms, we had a pretty massive spike in search terms comparatively in November, which is why, like on Google, which is why a lot of people are like, man, it seems like really busy like this year. The spike in November, at least for people searching moving companies on Google, was the highest it's been in, you know, 20 years, which is crazy.
Right.
But now we're falling back down to normal levels right now. So we'll see how much they spike back up. But this last couple of years, like it's just been rough. It's been rough.
It was definitely promising. September, October, November was definitely promising. So I feel like spring is going to be maybe higher than what we saw last year. That's my hope. I mean, that's everybody's hope. I mean, we can all talk about hopes.
Always our hope.
We
Yeah.
all hope it's going to be better next year than it was the year
100%.
before, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, based on how fall went, I think there's reason for optimism. But
100%.
Travis, thank you very much for joining us and talking about your book. So, guys, check us out. It's called Movers Marketing. We're going to have all the links here for everything, and make sure you have check out Rotate Digital with Travis and his airplane and all that other things that he puts out there. So we're going to make sure we have that. So once again, Travis, thank you very much for joining me for this call
Thank
for
you.
this podcast. Thank you. And like I
Yeah.
always say, the world moves on its own, so let the professionals move yours for you.
I
Thank you for
love it.
joining us, and we'll talk again soon.